We are back. We are through. League Cup quarter-finalists. Arsenal have beaten Brighton thanks to 2 goals from Ethan Nwaneri and Bukayo Saka to send us through to the quarter-finals of this League Cup competition. Wayne will be happy. Welcome back to Latte Firm for a match reaction video. I have only just come home, flown straight into Heathrow tonight, watched the first half on my phone in the cab on the way home with the family. The kids are now in bed, and now here I am doing a live match reaction. It's so good to be back. It's been a long time. It's been a long time, been a few days, but it feels like it's been an eternity that I've been away from you. Thank you for all of your kind messages while I've been away on holiday with my family. Had a wonderful time out in the Middle East. Abu Dhabi, sensational. Recommend it to anybody, and good brands of coffee out there as well. What a lovely evening. Arsenal through to the League Cup. You've just seen the draw. What do you make of the draw? What do you make of the performance? What do you make of individual standout performers tonight? Let me know in the chat, and that is where we're going to head to first. Vlad, welcome. Good evening, all. I hope you had a good trip, FK. Rough first half, but it worked out perfectly in the end. One step closer to the Carabobbins. Come on, you Gunners. Wayne will be very happy indeed. Yeah, listen, I had a fantastic trip. Thank you for asking. Really appreciate that. And it did work out for us. I mean, look, how can you complain? 2-0. Clean sheet. We're through to the next round. Rotation in the team and the squad. Really pleased. And open play goals. 2 goals from open play. Come on, you Gunners, says Latif Kadri. No set piece goals today. A guy with a view, Paul James, says, evening all. We rode our luck. We're fortunate not to concede, but ended up in a deserving victory. And crucially, another clean sheet. Well done, squad. I think that's 6 clean sheets on the bounce now for Arsenal, which is some sort of football history record. It's insane what Mikel Arteta is doing. He is a lunatic, and he is our manager, and I absolutely bloody love him. This was my own comment. We back and we through. Yeah, it is indeed. Logical Nonsense, Clean Sheet FC, Goals from Open Play FC. Welcome to Karen. Thank you so much for joining. Hope everyone is well. Best wishes and prayers to Jamaica and to those in Hong Kong. Storms, hurricanes, terrible weather on the way to both of those nations already impacting their way through. If any of our viewers are from those 2 beautiful places of this planet, I hope you guys are all well and trying to survive as best as you can. Welcome back. Ben White says, Meek Miller 02. I thought Ben White was fantastic today. Really good performance. Needed a good performance just to kind of build up the sharpness, build up his confidence. Really good in the final third. He is day and night when it comes to final third entries and final third end product. In my opinion, to Jurien Timber, who is a fabulous player, but it's good to have them both in the squad. A lot of people talking about the draw already. We'll come on to that shortly. Lucio do Brasil says, good evening. V Vlad has gone early and said Palace at home. Decent draw. We'll need to go strong, though, indeed. Why the tears, Nathan? Palace. It's a good draw. We're at home. Who did Liverpool get? Says Mike Jones. More on Liverpool later as well. You here for my evening latte, says Dominic. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Home tie again. Allay. The Eza Derby again. Indeed. Thanks, James. Appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. I love you guys. It just isn't the same. I did a match reaction video after our weekend win. And what a weekend of hate watching that was. But after our weekend win, did a hate watch, and it just wasn't the same. Sorry, did a match reaction. It wasn't the same. No one in the chat obviously had some IP cycling issues, is what they call it in the hotel industry. And that's why I couldn't go live at all. But we are back. We're back tonight with a match reaction, back tomorrow with a daily grind, Friday late night lounge, match reaction on Saturday. You just love to see it. AFC 777 says, Miss GFK, thank you for that. So pleased that you and your family had a great holiday. Welcome back home. Thank you. It's great to be back. I'm not going to get bored of saying that. It's been really good to be back live doing the show. Big up FK in chat. We scored all open play goals. The media is going to be angry that we didn't obey the narrative, says Rob. Filthy open play goals. That first goal, that back heel from Mikel Merino. Sauce. Big up to Kepa. Had a good game. Yeah, I thought he did really well. Safe hands. Clean sort of claims, no sort of parries into dangerous play. Distribution could have been a little bit better. 1 or 2 of his sort of long passes going straight out of play, but otherwise neat and tidy. Yeah, really good understudy to David Raya. Henke Ho, welcome, says, where is my set piece goals? I need them. You'll get your fix soon, I fear, my friend. You will get your fix, I'm sure. Scott says, welcome back. I think Kepa faced more shots today than Raya has all year. Brighton had more shots on goal than Arsenal tonight. That's a rare thing this season, but of course you'd expect that with the complete change of team that we had. And I thought Kepa did well. And the team did well to kind of just get it done. Professional job. Depth is the name of the game. What a game, says Brad. The depth is really assuring to have. The fact that we were able to rotate and the fact that our bench was still so magnificent is a real testament to Andrea Berta and to Mikel Arteta for all the work that they've been doing over the summer. Yeah, honestly, Karen, it's pretty bad what's happening in Hong Kong. It's the weather is just atrocious. Lots of people talking about at the airport today. Many players had a good rest today, says Patrick Carlson. Thank you for all the chat. Keep it active. Keep it active all throughout the show. Hundreds of you tuning in already on YouTube. If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. Do subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. Leave a comment and like the video. It's a massive help to the channel as we are on our way to 30,000 subscribers. Flipdoc says, evening all. The first top flight English team to win 6 games in a month and concede 0. That's what I was trying to mumble earlier, but I failed miserably. Very, very articulate of you, Flipdoc. Evening to everybody. Nawaz, thank you so much. Welcome back, bro. Hope you and the fam had a good break. Had a fantastic break. Warner Brothers, the Sea World, F1 for Ferrari World, the Aqua Park, everything they do in the Middle East just works, and it's fabulous. If you guys are lucky enough to go to that part of the world at some point in your lives, do enjoy it. You must go. It's a fantastic part of the world to go and visit. Oh, love you, FK. So happy to have your dulcet tones back in my life. Thank you very much, Lewis. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Anti-Say4422. Big up Latte fam. Positive thoughts with our Caribbean family. Yes, of course. Thoughts and best wishes going out to those in Jamaica. Let's bring up the lineups as we normally do. Here we go. Courtesy of Arsenal.com, I believe. And Brighton, here we go. So Arsenal, listen, I think let's go back to when the draw was made. When the draw was originally made, Brighton at home, I was happy because it was a home draw. I thought Brighton would make some changes, and they did. And I thought it would be a decent sort of game, and it was. And listen, I wasn't expecting so many changes. We've seen Mikel Arteta over the last couple of years always have a strong spine. So playing one of Gabriel or Saliba, playing someone like Rice or Odegaard, in this case, sort of Eza, and obviously the experienced guys in Marino and Norgard, and playing a centre forward. And I was expecting him to play at least one of Gabriel and Saliba today. I thought maybe he'd play weirdly Rice or Zubimendi midfield, just because Arteta's going to Arteta. And Victor Gyökeres, of course, played away at Port Vale, getting a really much-needed rest on the bench today. So really, really good team. And the fact that we've got this stacked squad is really positive. So Kepa coming in, like I said, safe pair of hands, very, very experienced, won everything there is to win in the game. No real dangerous parries into dangerous areas, like clean claims of shots. Short passing, really good. On the ball, very calm and composed. Long passes, a couple that sort of went wayward out into throw. Decent performance. Can't knock it. I like what I see from Kepa, and he's a very, very good understudy. Ben White, I've already raved about him. I thought it was a fantastic performance from Ben White today. Really pleased to see him. I wondered how he'd perform going into a game against his former club, but did really well. Christian Mosquera, wow, what a player. I want to see that compilation. You know how everyone does compilations of players in a game, every touch, every move. Mosquera, fantastic. I mean, these podcasts become easier and easier because we seem to just win and seem to keep clean sheets, and players just play really well. And for me, Christian Mosquera is an almighty talent. Very, very proud to have him at this club. An absolute bargain, and played like a monster tonight. Legs coming out of nowhere, sliding tackles, pushing players off, strength, recovery speed. Love it. Piero Hincapié getting his first start. I thought it's interesting because we had Mosquera playing alongside him, obviously, playing quite high up. And Piero Hincapié was quite deep. He was probably the deepest of the back four. I thought that was interesting. I don't know why. It just looked kind of interesting. And again, didn't put a foot wrong. Really liked the performance. Really liked the pairing. What did you guys think of Hincapié and Mosquera? Determined FC says Kepa, Mosquera, and Hincapié. First time playing together. Clean sheet. Wow. Ampalash, welcome, says Kepa is an excellent shot stopper. Mate, we forget this guy is so experienced. Real Madrid, Chelsea, of course, a sterling season at Bournemouth last year. Part of their tightest defense in their sort of Premier League history. Really, really pleased. Title number 14, welcome. Says a very good evening indeed. Flipdoc says Liverpool have conceded more goals this month than we've conceded shots. Very true. More about Arnie Slot later. You love to see it. Karen says, I saw someone on Twitter say Ben had a shocker. Look, if you go looking hard enough on socials, Karen, you'll find something, anything to either suit your narrative or to go completely against reality. And for me, yeah, Ben White, I thought he was really, really good. Lots of people coming in about the no set pieces today. Flipdoc says Nkapie was so tenacious. I love that word, Flipdoc. Love his determination in his defending. He has a real sort of fighter mentality, warrior mentality in him. He's very, very aggressive, I would say, in anticipating the ball and just sort of loves grappling with the opposition players. Vivlad says he's rapid as well. You know, we did that in the breakdown when we signed him over the summer. We spoke to a couple of experts. Zach Lowy, if you guys remember, talking to us about Piero Nkapie. Aggressive, anticipates the ball well, speed, you know, recovery pace. These are all things that, you know, every defender seems to have at Arsenal these days. Very, very pleased with Piero Nkapie, but even more so Christian Mosquera. What are we seeing in this boy? Copperberg Gappy 1884 says, evening FK, evening Gooners. You're all the best company. Now home, on my way home from the game. On to Burnley. Let's keep it going. Yeah, I'll be at Burnley on Saturday. Abu Dhabi to Burnley. What a come down that is. But yeah, I will be there. We will be there. It will be fantastic. Larry's here with his signature. Yeah. Brownie says, if we are honest, Brighton should have won. Brighton had more chances. They had probably the better chances, but we took our chances, and that's the difference. And listen, if you keep clean sheets and if you maximize your chances that you get in front of goal, mate, that is the name of the game. You've got to take your chances when they come. We did, and they didn't. Lewis says Mosquera is a top 5 defender in the league. £13 million. Unreal. This guy's incredible. Honestly, really, really good. Lewis Skelly, I thought, had a really good game at left back. Christian Norgard with his first start and full finish, I think, with for Arsenal tonight. Really decent performance. Nothing to kind of write home about, but nothing to be alarmed about. Decent. We're going to see more and more of Christian Norgard throughout the season, and he's going to come into important game states and important game situations where we need to just see jobs out. I like him. Marino, I mean, what a back heel that was. More on that later. Ethan Wanyeri played, didn't start so well, finished the game strong, got the goal, obviously, which is really pleasing for him. I thought he struggled in that first sort of half. I mean, I was watching it on my phone, obviously, that first half coming home from the airport. I thought he didn't look as free and as confident as he normally is, but the goal obviously perked him up a little bit. Max Dowman, the youngest ever Arsenal player to play, I think, in this competition. 15 years and some days. I mean, it's ridiculous, really. It's just to think a few months ago he was a year 10 student at school, but he's playing for the Arsenal, and he's obviously committed his short-term future to the club and will no doubt commit his long-term future to the club. Had Brighton defenders on their toes throughout the game. There was that penalty shout in the first half where I think he kind of forced it. He left his leg dangling a little bit. First time I saw it, I was like, yeah, it's an obvious pen. But, you know, with Max, his ball manipulation, ball control, his balance, the way he moves and almost slaloms between defenders, left foot, right foot, he is going to be a top player. I'm not expecting him to pull up trees in the first sort of year or two of his career. I mean, there's moments that he shows of brilliance, but I think that consistency will come with the more experience he gets. Eberechi Chiesa playing just to kind of keep his fitness and sharpness ticking over and growing that familiarity with the team. And Harriman Anous, I don't know anything about him. I know the Canon podcast have got a short breakdown on him, which I might watch later, but he made his first start for Arsenal, and it was really pleasing, and it was nice and wholesome to see him come off and get that hug from Mikel Arteta and the coaching staff at the end. That was lovely. Ragamuffin says something is not clicking for Lewis Skelly. Okay going forward, but lazy in defence. I'm not sure he's lazy. Come on. I think he's a very, very good player. It's difficult to just come in when Ricky Calafiore's played most of the games this season. He's been really good. It's difficult for a player to just come in and just turn it on like a tap and turn it off. And just, you know, it takes a bit of time. There's a little bit of rustiness. He's playing with different colleagues, sort of week in, week out, different competitions. You know, he's a young boy. Yeah, for me, I think Miles Lewis Skelly is a fabulous, fabulous player. I think he's great defensive. I think he's very difficult to beat 1v1. I wouldn't say lazy ragamuffin. Roving KC fan says Mosquera has been an incredible steal. Berta has been a true magician. Cardiac says you guys really bringing the hot takes. I don't know what sort of hot takes have we got here. Dowman is doing essentially what Neymar did at Santos at 15. I can't say, Ohio man, that I watched Neymar at Santos when he was 15, but he is on half term. That's the comment of the night. Max Dowman played tonight because he's on half term. That is brilliant. V Vlad says Dowman is so good. He just plays freely, no fear whatsoever, just goes for it. Just a word on Brighton, Lewis. I thought Brighton were very good. They made 10 changes. Sorry, did they make 10 changes? Brighton were very good tonight. To be able to overcome that side with 10 changes is a testament to our squad. We made 10 changes. Sorry, it is the jet lag, right? 8 hours on a flight, just come home. I haven't even showered. Listen, Brighton obviously resting a few players from their game at the weekend, and obviously they've got bigger fish to fry as well. I thought they'd go strong, actually. I thought they were going to play their first 11. That's why I was a little bit worried about Mikel Arteta rotating so many, and I thought he'd go with the sort of anchors in the spine. But Brighton played well, I would say in that first half, they carved us open quite easily. They sort of roamed through the middle, didn't they? With ease. They roamed through the midfield. They were very direct. They were breaking the lines very, very quickly. They tried to play us on the counter-attack. If it wasn't for wayward sort of finishes, they might have been 1 or 2 up at halftime. So we got away on a couple of occasions. But like I said a few moments ago, when you're presented with your chances, you got to go for the kill. And we did. Very, very pleased with that. We had 4 teenagers starting and we won. And title number 14 says our depth is ridiculous. Ohio man's just come back in to say Miles Lewis-Skelly is a midfielder. Lots of people saying that Miles Lewis-Skelly did well today. He is still learning. He's a young boy. He had a fabulous first 6 months last season, but now he's not number one. He is very much understudy to Ricky Calafiore. He's been brilliant. And it's like I say, it's difficult to come in and just turn it on week in, week out whenever you're sort of called upon. So look, those were the starting lineups. No real issues. Very surprised that Mikel Arteta rotated the way they did. And how can we have any complaints when you make 10 changes to a team and you get another win and you get another clean sheet, 2-0 win, through in the League Cup, into the quarterfinals, home draw? It is a good day. It is a good feeling. These are good vibes. These are the match stats courtesy of skysports.com. We edged the possession. Total shots, fewer than Brighton. Total shots on target, fewer than Brighton. Total shots off target, fewer than Brighton. That is not going to happen often. In fact, every game that we've played this season, I don't think it's happened where we've been outshotted. Both on target, off target. We made more blocks, obviously. Our passing percentage, not as high as normal. It's normally sort of 85, 86, 87% on a weekly basis. But, again, you cobble a team together of players that haven't really played together much. That's what you're going to kind of get. So not as efficient or as effective as we could be. We had a lot of corners. We had a lot of free kicks, but we couldn't make the most of those. Thank God, actually, because I think that would have been another headline. Not that I hate it or anything. I think it's very, very good. And I love the fact that it riles people and it is absolutely sustainable. But it is nice to score goals from open play, let's be honest. Vlad says, dedication to the firm is unmatched, FK. Even managed to get slides done. Yeah, mate. I mean, listen, it's been a 30-minute sort of roller coaster coming home. And, the laundry's on now, trying to get all the dirty washing done. But I needed it to go live. The game was still on. I thought, why not? I've missed you guys. Very, very much. Mikel Merino was great. There he is celebrating with the 2 boys. And it was a fantastic back heel. I mean, what did we see? Can we just talk about, this is why I put Maidenhail End and Pamplona, of course, which is where Mikel Merino was born in Spain. I mean, I want to reinforce the wholesome nature of this combination. You look at the 2 boys in that left image, and we've seen it before on this channel. We've seen it before on the socials. Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri have been at Hale End and have been at Arsenal since they were young children. And they have been friends and travelled together and played together and, roomed together. And here they are playing for Arsenal, playing for the first team, living their dream, living our dream, living my dream, living your dream, playing for their boyhood club. and partnering up and scoring and celebrating like that. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, does it? Yeah, it really doesn't get much better than that. And I mean, you need to watch the goal back because Mikel Merino, the goal is not just about those two. Mikel Merino's back heel is outrageous. It is absurd. It is source of the highest caliber. And Mikel Merino is just a funny old player, isn't he? I remember over the summer we did a show dedicated to the enigma that Mikel Merino is, and I still don't know what his best position is. But when he's popping up and doing things like that, and he had the captain's armband on tonight, which I know would have meant a lot to him. But this goal, and I really want to reinforce the fact that these two are young boys that have come through Hale End, that have known each other for a long time. Their families probably know each other really well. So tonight would have been a really, really nice moment for them both, linking up, getting the goal, Lewis Skelly assisting his boy, Ethan Wanyeri, and they're playing for Arsenal Football Club at the highest level. They are living our dream. It's just, honestly, it's just so heartwarming. Daniel says Mikel Merino was called the defensive midfielder. I was probably one of those people, Daniel. Very, very humble and open and honest to accept that I was completely wrong. Still don't really quite know what Mikel Merino does, but when he starts playing like that and doing back heels like that for the pre-assist, I mean, really phenomenal. BSYH1. I don't know. StreamYard's probably doing this thing with usernames again. My apologies. Come on, you gunners. FK. My first live after so long. Welcome, my friend. It is good to see you in the house. The fact that you've got slides tonight, FK, is legendary. You truly, you are a true Arsenal squire. Thank you, man. Come on. You don't need to big me up so much. I just love doing it. I love doing it. Arteta loves turning defensive midfielders into tactical attacking geniuses. Xhaka, Rice, Marino, and Zubamendi. Yeah, look. The back heel was frankly absurd. Just check it out. Danny says Marino's a great squad player, good at everything, master of none. Mate, if he's master of none and pulling off pre-assists like that, it is wild. Hale End tonight with the heart emojis. Hale End forever. Absolutely. Absolutely. And title number 14 says Mikel Merino was an 8 in Spain, but he's an ace in London. That is probably now my favorite comment of the night. You guys are on fire tonight. So that was 1-0. And I think at 1-0, you start to relax, you start to feel a little bit more confident. And I think the boys, when you've been defending like that, I thought, well, we conceded 3 goals all season. Is that right? We conceded 3 goals in all competitions all season. It is, I don't even, honestly, got no words. Mikel Arteta is a monster, isn't he? 3 goals in all competitions. And when you score, when you go 1-0 up, there's this confidence that just oozes through the team thinking, yeah, we're not going to concede. And we didn't. And we actually went on to score a second. Bukayo Saka coming off the bench to score again. This time after Harrison Anu was put through, actually. And unfortunately, the goalkeeper made a good save, Jason Steele. But the ball's come out to Bukayo Saka. He's taken one touch and he's just planted it into the back of the net. I mean, water is wet. It is inevitable. Winter is cold. Whatever you want to chuck at it. That is how inevitable Bukayo Saka is. That is how devastating he is in the final third in the box. And he scored again. And he finished the game with the captain's armband, which is always good to see. The boy's back. I'm so pleased for Bukayo Saka. Obviously, we need him. We need him to perform. Sorry, I'm a bit nasal tonight. I think from the flight, the air conditioning's obviously ruined me. But yeah, Bukayo Saka 2-0 and very comfortable in the end. I mean, that is what it's about, right? Just to kind of go through and get the job done. I think we take for granted just how world-class Saka is. AFC 777 says, a bit off topic, is Arsenal well supported in Abu Dhabi? Did you see many people in Arsenal shirts? I did see a few people in Arsenal shirts, also quite a few actually. Fellow Brits, obviously holidaying where we were holidaying. Lots of Arsenal shirts at all the theme parks. What I didn't see were Manchester City shirts. Not even one Haaland shirt. That surprised me because we stayed at the Etihad Towers, which for anybody who is familiar with the area will know is a phenomenal place. All of the sort of theme parks, Etihad are everywhere because Etihad are the flight carrier that obviously fly into Abu Dhabi. Nothing, no Manchester. I didn't even see Manchester City at the airport. Really interesting stuff. Maybe they know something's on the horizon. The 115. Who knows? A higher man says, Star Soldier. Saka is on a new level. 3 goals in 14 games this season, making Hale End mark sorry, with Haaland making their mark, it's pure joy. You can tell the jet lag's coming in now, isn't it? It is. And Slot has lost the plot, and that's where we're going to end. Let's talk about the draw. Another L for Slot. Can we just look? I will be very, very happy if this sort of run continues for Liverpool and their sort of run of results that they've got. And as much as we want to mock Goldilocks here, I've got to say 6 defeats in 7 games for any top club is unacceptable. It was 5 in 6 before tonight, and Virgil van Dijk talked about how important the League Cup is to them and how they are aware of the pressure around the club. And then Arne Slot goes and picks a team like that, and it was such a weak team. And mate, guys, they didn't get beat tonight. They got embarrassed at home. Like Crystal Palace are obviously a good team, and Crystal Palace have a little bit of spice there with the whole Mark Gahey thing over the summer. But they went to Anfield and they pumped Liverpool. And there are a lot of Liverpool fans that probably would have gone tonight expecting a bit of a reaction, expecting a strong 11, expecting a better performance. But in the end, they've seen a very, very changed lineup, lots of youngsters, and they've just got absolutely battered at home. 7 games, 6 defeats. I mean, I hope the rot continues for a long, long time, obviously, but I just can't understand that. I think I'd be raging if I was a Liverpool fan, even if this is like lowest on the priority list. Just the situation that they're in and the way that Arne Slot's treated this game. Yeah, I'd be very disappointed if I was a Liverpool fan. In fact, Vlad's beaten me to the punch. I'd be so mad if I was a Liverpool fan. Slot doesn't take any kind of accountability. I think I said this in the match reaction video that I did over the weekend. Arne Slot, when things were going really well last year, when they were just cruising to that after we got our injuries, obviously it was an open goal that they couldn't really miss. And Mo Salah was in the form of his life. And when things are going well, it's really easy for a manager to come out and look charming, look funny, look witty, look confident, look almost, just look like the sort of shining knight. But when your back's against the walls and you have a few defeats and you have a few injuries and you have a few red cards or whatever, and things aren't quite going your way, that's when the sort of true personality comes out. And, I mentioned it, he's quite tetchy and sort of mardy in interviews, and he's trying to make points, deliberate points aimed at either the referees or the opposition teams or opposition managers. And I would say that's true, Vlad, where Mikel Arteta comes out and says that we just weren't good enough or we did this wrong or we did that wrong. Arne Slot's always trying to deflect, and I'm not sure that's going to go down too well. Liverpool aren't going to make it without signing a rescue operation. It's got to be Ange. I mean, look, I don't know who it's going to be. Could be Glasner, could be Areola from Bournemouth, of course. Hopefully, I've not destroyed his name. Ten Hag in disguise. I mean, they spent 500 million euros adding to a team that won the league at a canter, and somehow they're worse. Anyhow, enough of Slot. Let's close by looking at the draw. What did you make of the draw? That is courtesy of skysports.com on the right-hand side. So Arsenal will place Crystal Palace at the Emirates Stadium. Crystal Palace is going to be up for that, obviously. Glasner's going to want to go for some more silverware this season. It's going to be a London derby, and Palace are a good team, frankly. So they will be up for it. It might be another sort of scrappy 1-0 affair, which I would take every day of the week. Cardiff play at home to Chelsea. Really annoyed about that draw, to be honest, because I really wanted Chelsea to go to either City or Newcastle. I'm sure you all did as well, but that'll be a very straightforward game for them. Although that said, I thought Wolves was going to be straightforward for them, but it took them a spectacular goal from Jamie Gittins to overcome Wolves 4-3. Manchester City, after winning from behind tonight against Swansea, are rewarded with a home tie to Keith Andrews' Brentford. I think City will take that. I think Pep Guardiola likes to take this competition as seriously as he can. Obviously, it's one of the cornerstones of his many trophies that he's got in his illustrious career so far. And Newcastle, who beat the Spurs, which was beautiful at St James's Park. It's another season over for that lot. Are at home to Fulham. So look, if we are to, put our noses up and think of the big clubs, You would think Arsenal will go through. You will think Chelsea will go through. You will think Manchester City will go through. And you would think the holders Newcastle will probably overcome Fulham. So tasty semi-finals in prospect, but of course nothing is done yet, and I don't want to get too arrogant, and it all depends obviously on what lineups the managers play. But Denverite says we got Palace again, will be a tough one. Funny Gunner 83 says dressed in all black like he's attending a funeral, maybe his own from a footballing perspective. Arnie Slot there, yeah, in the rain always adds a bit more effect, doesn't it? Feels good, feels so good. And Flipdoc says, yeah, that form would get almost any other manager in the league sacked. I think he's lost more games since the end of September than any club in Europe's top 5 leagues. That is wild. Liverpool get battered everywhere they go. Liverpool get battered everywhere they go. Oh, that could stick. That could stick. Flipdoc says, happy that a home game is good. Lucio says, happy to play at home again. I think a home draw is absolutely fantastic. Honestly, I would not have wanted to have gone to away to Palace. So I think we do have advantage. I think Mikel Arteta will probably go a little bit stronger. You're in the quarterfinals, so we're one step closer to a semi, and you're just 3 games away from winning a trophy. So why not? Why not? I think that's it. And look, here he is. Here he is. He saved it to the last bit. Look at you, all excited for the Carabao Bobbins. You aren't welcome to my trophy. Yeah, listen, Wayne, you can have your moment tonight, man. But look, it's a good draw. Arsenal, Palace, Cardiff, Chelsea, City, Brentford, Newcastle, Fulham. You could say the big 4 have been kept apart from each other. Could be tasty semi-finals in prospect. Are they one-legged affairs this year, or are they still 2-legged affairs? Have I got that wrong? Can someone in the chat just let me know? There are more than 300 of you watching live right now on this Wednesday night. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah. Sorry, that's a jet lag. Yeah, one of you can let me know. It is all about getting a home draw, says AFC 777. Ohio Man says at home, we ain't losing. We aren't. Oh, lots of people giving Wayne a bit of love. Let's not let his head get any bigger. Do like the video. If you've tuned in for the first time tonight and you've enjoyed the content, there is much more like this to come. Now I'm back in the UK. The daily content will come back. We will be back tomorrow. The semi-final is 2 legs, says Flipdog. 2 legs, says V Vlad. I don't know how I feel about 2 legs against either Chelsea, City, or potentially Newcastle in February. That's not good. FK is a disgrace to his federation. Look, listen, I'll let you get away with it. My head is not working tonight, so I will let you have that for free. How about that? We're going to leave it there. Please do drop a like on the video on your way out. It's really good to be back. I've missed you all immensely. Thanks also for watching the match reaction video that I recorded. Didn't have the mic, didn't have the camera, just went live on the laptop, and it was lonely. And Wayne says, welcome home. See you on Friday. The Late Night Lounge will be back on Friday. Hopefully Yembele and Wembele in the chat. There is going to be a lot to talk about. And Arsenal go to Burnley on Saturday. And Scott says, good night from Dallas. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that. That's it. We'll leave it there. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy tomorrow. I just need to go to sleep now, I think. Yeah, I don't even have any closing lines. Take care and bye for now.